Om Bhuvasva Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. So we are in chapter 8. Shloka number 22 is where we'll start. Am I right? So here we have had the chapter starting by getting an answer to what is Brahma about, what is Adhyatma, what is Karma, what is Adi Bhut, Adi Dev, Adi Yagya, and then as to what happens after death in various situations of how it happens. So this chapter has been named Tarak Brahma. At the end of the chapter, we'll see that. So essentially saying that coming and going in this particular birth, rebirth, how do you go beyond that to realize Brahma? And that is the purpose of this particular chapter. So we've seen various things, and I think in the summary we'll check most of those things out. So let's start with shloka number 22. Any questions?
I've been following online
Hmm.
like this, but there was one discussion here if somebody remembers God at the time of death. So I think you were explaining that it's not only at the time of death, you would do so if he's imbibed it already. Can you just elaborate a little bit?
We'll be touching on some of it again.
Okay.
And maybe the specific question will also come to your mind. Maybe it will also get covered. So let's see. Hmm? I think the specific question will come, so it will come.
The last shloka,
Yeah.
20,
Huh.
the center part has a lot of words which were little, if you could,
Okay.
that which is imperishable and different from and beyond.
Hmm.
So, that whole paragraph, I was not able to.
So you want to read that slowly, or should I read it out and then explain?
Yeah,
Why don't you read this slowly?
I read it.
Yeah, the part which you did not understand.
That which is imperishable and different from and beyond the unmanifested, Prakriti or Maya, and that eternal unmanifested being.
So let's just stop here. So first is one unmanifested thing is Prakriti. Have you got that? Yeah.
Prakriti is
Maya.
Maya.
Okay. So Maya you cannot see, but the effects of Maya you can see. Right? So अव्यक्त है, वो दूसरों को व्यक्त करती है.
And you had mentioned that this is different from.
All this has been
Okay.
covered in the sentence, so
Okay.
I'll cover it. I'm just trying to explain what is this Prakriti, what is this Maya, so that we understand what is that which is beyond that. So Prakriti, so we say, very easily, we have made a formula that uh, Brahma plus Maya is equal to Jagat.
You said ignorance. Same.
ठीक है.
Same.
It is just to get a understanding that where are we, what are we trying to talk about. Okay. So Brahma plus Maya is equal to Jagat. So we're saying Brahma plus Prakriti. Maya is Prakriti, and that Prakriti. So Prakriti is also unmanifested, and Jagat is the one which is manifested. So now you read this again. You will suddenly realize that it is making.
That which is imperishable.
So now we're looking at that. That is what? That is Brahma. And Brahma is imperishable.
Yes.
Okay, and Prakriti is avyakt. It is unseen, it cannot be seen, it is not manifested. There's a difference between that which is manifested and that which is imperishable. There's a difference between that which is unmanifested and that which is imperishable. That is what that sentence is showing. Now let's read that again.
That which is imperishable and different from and beyond the unmanifested.
Correct. So that which is beyond the unmanifested means beyond the Prakriti.
Prakriti.
Okay. Yeah.
Different from Brahma. And
That is being referred to as Brahma, the imperishable. Okay.
And that eternal unmanifested being,
Yeah.
which means Brahma,
Yeah, go on.
that named as imperishable,
Yes.
that supreme Brahma,
Yes.
ultimate Atma, is extremely different from it.
Yes.
So it refers.
So it is Prakriti, Maya. So here the words are basically taking you a bit around, but if you keep in mind that it is Maya, that Prakriti, that is unmanifested. Okay, and Brahma is both unmanifested as well as imperishable. Okay, Maya is perishable. How is it perishable? It dissolves when you have Gyan. Right? So it perishes. Okay? And that is the distinction which is being shown here. That which is Brahma is beyond this particular Prakriti. That Prakriti which is enabling this entire Jagat to come into existence. Okay? Through the, so loosely said, I'll say, okay, through the power of Brahma, which is not there, there's no power. Okay, Brahma is by itself without attributes, but we are saying through the power of Brahma, Prakriti is doing the creation, manifestation. It is giving birth to the existence as seed. आगे आ जाइए. It's better if you come in front. We can.
Actually, the voice is very faint at the back.
Ah.
I don't know how. Do you want to come in front?
There are seats here. That's why I'm saying it's. Otherwise, I'm fine.
I think Andrew should come because it's very.
Also, there is some background noise there. No?
Yeah.
Which
But
tip?
And it's empty.
background noise.
I think because of the noise, actually,
कभी-कभी ज़्यादा भी होती है. So the unmanifested Maya is different from the unmanifested Brahma. Why and how? Because Brahma is imperishable, whilst Maya is not imperishable. It is perishable. Now let's read that again. Okay. Let's see if it falls into place.
The,
Same
same.
sentence.
That which is imperishable and different from and beyond the unmanifested, Prakriti or Maya, and that eternal unmanifested being, that named as imperishable, that supreme Brahma, ultimate Atma, is extremely different from it.
Yeah. So we'll understand this deeper as we go into the subject in the next maybe 2-3 months. Okay. But understand that Brahma is totally different from what is manifested. Right? How? Because it has got nothing. It is imperishable. Everything here we see is perishable. There is no action in it. कोई कर्म नहीं है उसमें. There are no parts in it. It's one. Okay, everything which we see has parts. everything which we know around manifested is likely to decay. It's likely to get destroyed. That cannot happen in it. You can't split it. Okay. So in that sense, it is absolutely different. Let me ask a simple question: is air different from wood? Absolutely different. Air, air is absolutely different from wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the same way, that is very different from all the five tattvas, all the five elements which we know of. Fire is different from wood. So every element by itself is different, but this is different from everything. Okay. So what we understand of Brahma is that it is beyond matter, space, beyond time, beyond thought, and beyond any relationship. So there is no relationship also. कोई संबंध नहीं है. ये राजा का घोड़ा है. ये नहीं है कि ये ब्रह्म जो है किसी का कुछ है. उस तरह से भी कोई रिलेशनशिप नहीं है.
Sorry.
Please.
When you the example you gave, my mind goes up anytime. If you take air and you take wood, then you say these are the molecules, then you say these are the atoms, then you say these are electrons, then you say these are the quarks. In the end, it is the same. But
This is beyond all that.
Creation of that is
separate.
Is separate.
Absolutely.
Because
So
that's
let's
what we
look
said
at it.
earlier that animate and inanimate.
Not inanimate in here.
But origin is
Not necessarily. So let's look at it another way. The seer and the seen, can they be same? In your any experience, तुम देखते हो किसी चीज को और जो कोई चीज दिखती है वो अलग होती है. देखने वाली चीज देखते जिससे है वो देखने वाला जो यंत्र है वो सबसे एकदम अलग होता है. That separatedness, that difference is totally there. So if you open that brick drishya vivek, okay, understanding that I am the seer and I am different from the one which is seen, which is the same thing as I am different means I am Atma. And what I am seeing is non-Atma, okay, which is called Vivek. So it's good to do a bit of this going around as if seemingly in circles, because many questions come up. And they come up because our mind also goes round in circles. And also at times to explain this, you have to take various types of examples. Something which is not so easy to describe, to understand. Okay. It takes a little while to get to understand. In fact, one of the shlokas in this particular session is, it is inconceivable, because you really just can't conceive as to what this is. Okay.
Yes, that's the whole reason for Sagun Sakar.
Right. Absolutely. So that we can put it into some sort of a nature which we can understand, and then through that get to realizing it.
Thank you.
No, the language is. Why this language? the concept is simple. I mean, the imperishable is different from only unmanifested, which is Maya.
Yeah.
No, but by making me weak, he made me understand.
Yeah, but
So
same
giving the
challenges with
technique
everybody.
also.
Yeah?
No, it's the same challenge. In fact, if we were to read the book, there would be many times you would get into asking this question: how do I understand this? Because they are.
See, whether Arjun asks question or you ask question, it helps everybody understand.
Helps it, yeah.
No, and revising it also makes a lot of difference. because there's aligned concepts like we just sort of talked
Every
about.
time there is a different.
And here again, we are going to get into something which is very interesting. Okay, so it is all there in Gita. The Gyan of Upanishads is all there in Gita. If you just want to sort of skim it, then it's a different thing. But otherwise, you'll understand a lot more, lot better. Maybe therefore you'll strike something in your own mind to why am I doing this and all that things. Okay, so best is to read it as carefully as possible and then put it into as much thinking. What we call as Shravanam is listening, Mananam is meditating, concentrating, focusing on it, and then Nididhyasanam, and we'll understand Nididhyasanam. So these three are the practices which are supposed to be followed to understand Vedanta. Okay, so we'll be doing all this. अभी हम भक्ति में हैं, अभी हम ज्ञान में नहीं गए हैं, ज़्यादा थोड़ा थोड़ा गए हैं. And it's very logical. Okay, you will find it very logical. अभी तो हम भक्ति में हैं, तो वो भी एक सगुण का लॉजिक है उसका. So we'll do that also. So should we start with 22? Any other question? Okay, so let's go on. शरीर रूप पुर में शयन करने से या सर्वत्र परिपूर्ण होने से परमात्मा का नाम पुरुष है. So in many texts, purush is used, okay, as a term to refer to the ultimate, Brahma, supreme. It's the same. Okay, why is it used? Because we say it lives in the body. 8 द्वारों वाली हमारा शरीर है, वो पुर कहलाता है. द्वार जो है पुर होते हैं. तो उस तरह से जैसे हम लोगों ने नाम दिए हैं सिटीज के, तो उस सिटी में कोई रहता है, तो उस तरह से ये हमारे शरीर में पुर में रहता है, तो उसका नाम पुरुष है. दूसरा रीजन क्यों उसको पुरुष बोलते हैं, क्योंकि वो सब में परिपूर्ण है. इट इज कंप्लीट इन इटसेल्फ, एंड दैट इज व्हाट दिस वन सेंटेंस टेल्स यू. व्हाट डज पुरुष मीन? शरीर रूप पुर में शयन करने से या सर्वत्र परिपूर्ण होने से परमात्मा नाम पुरुष है. हे पार्थ, वह निर्तिशय परम पुरुष, निर्तिशय सुप्रीम, एक्सट्रीमली अनसरपास्ड, सुप्रीम, परम पुरुष, सुप्रीम अगेन पुरुष, जिससे पर मतलब दैट, जिससे पर सूक्ष्म श्रेष्ठ अन्य कुछ भी नहीं. There is nothing which is beyond, subtler than this, more distinguished, subtler than the subtlest. Okay, then this, जिस पुरुष के अंतर्गत समस्त कार्य रूप भूत स्थित है, जिस पुरुष के अंतर्गत, in which all the actions, all the matter is based in it. Okay, क्योंकि कार्य कारण के अंतर्वर्ती हुआ करता है. ओके, कार्य क्योंकि आउटकम, outcome is inherently there in the cause. Now let's understand this. You have any example you want to take? कोई भी चीज, मैं घर पहुंचता हूं, वो मैं पहुंचा घर, तो इट इज एन आउटकम. उसका कॉज क्या था? मेरी इच्छा थी कि मैं घर जाऊं. ठीक है, तो जो कारण था, जो कॉज थी, उसी के अंदर वो इनहेरेंट है. आउटकम जो होना है, दैट्स व्हाट्स बीइंग सेड. I wanted to go home, that is my cause in this particular context.
But
outcome is reaching home.
No, I'm saying outcome can be different also.
First understand, कार्य में कारण जो है वो अनुगत है. इसको बार बार समझेंगे, काफी इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है, और ये यहाँ पर आई है तो इसलिए अब थोड़ा सा पकड़ के बैठेंगे इसको. Anything which is an outcome inherently has a cause, right? Has a cause. In that cause, that outcome is inherently there. We are just it's happening that way after that. It may happen, not happen. Okay, which is really, let's say that I go and attend examination and I succeed in it. Okay. Whether I succeed or no is one aspect. But once I have succeeded, what was the reason for it that I was successful? Because I worked hard, or I did the paper right, or I performed well. Right? So the two outcomes which are there, yes and no, if it was no, then that outcome also was inherent in the cause. I'm taking you sequentially, okay, one by one. Yeah. Are you getting this aspect? हमारा जो कारण है कौन है? What is the cause of us? Inherent cause, जो ultimate. The manifested world is emerging from Brahma. Brahma plus Maya,
Maya.
right? So the original cause is Brahma. So we are the outcome. If we are the outcome, then we are in the Brahma, we are the Brahma. Are you getting that logic? The outcome is in the cause. Karan. Karye hi karan me. Let's look at this cloth, piece of cloth. Keep taking, I'll give you examples and you also take examples to understand this, okay? इसका कारण क्या है? इसमें सूत है, thread है, in warp and weft. And that is how in that suit, in that thread, in that cotton, inherently this is existing. In the pot,
So
in the form of the pot, sorry.
No, I'm saying just the form of the shape has changed.
Correct.
But it's part of that.
It is part of that. In the pot, inherently there is mud. In the pot, घड़ा जो है, मटका जो है, वो मिट्टी का बना है. वास्तव मिट्टी है. मिट्टी से उसमें फॉर्म से घड़ा बन गया. ऐसे हम लोग जब बने हैं तो हम लोग भी उसी प्रकार से कहीं कॉज है तो हमारा शरीर ये बना इस तरह. And that cause, when we look at Vedanta, what is that cause? That we are ignorant, we are Brahma. Through our own ignorance and through our own desire, we have come into existence. Those who have not done the Aparoksh with me, those 16 shlokas, हमने किए थे, you have not done. आपने भी नहीं किया. करा है. तो उसके अंदर उन्होंने पहला प्रश्न पूछा था कि मैं कौन हूँ. So go back and read that, please. Whoever has not.
16.
Huh?
16 you said.
1 to 16. But उसमें I think the shloka number 12 says मैं कौन हूँ. मेरा उपादान कारण क्या है, ये जगत कैसे उत्पन्न हुआ है और इसका कर्ता कौन है. तो ये चार प्रश्न जो हैं in various ways have been asked by various people in various Upanishads, and they've been culled out to understand what are the answers. Okay, so the answer to मैं कौन हूँ, he says, the first answer he says is that I am not this body or a compilation or aggregation of these senses. मैं कुछ और ही हूँ. ठीक. फिर उसके बाद में उन्होंने कहा कि ये जगत किस प्रकार से उत्पन्न हुआ, ये मेरे इग्नोरेंस, अज्ञान के कारण उत्पन्न हुआ. इसका कर्ता क्या है, ये मेरी डिजायर्स है. And you can notice these things. If you apply your thing to daily life, he'll start noticing these things. Okay, and fourth is इसका उपादान कारण क्या है? It is a material cause क्या है? उपादान is material cause. So there are two causes. एक तो निमित्त कारण